We definitely want this moment for life, but most of all, we want everybody to understand something. If it ain't about it, don't even ask me no questions. Cause all I was on this weekend was this. Live from Candy's dungeon, sweet tooth, cavity, diabetes. She said she wanted to eat candy pussy till she come. Child. Body, body. I got a good man, yeah. The way that hey, you already know. Welcome to the big shit, baby. I am your boy Ricky Wikipedia's on Instagram, where we've been deleted time and time again. But here we go, ho, here we go again. Ready to give him a little bit more than he's asking for, something he can feel. Welcome to episode 25, where we will be talking about your faves, Monique, DL, Hughley, Joseline, Meg the Stallion, the Real Highs of Atlanta, legs and hips and body, body. You gotta do what? I just give him, give him all I got. Give him all I got. Legs and hips and body, body. Hey, child, we all know Todd is running around waiting for his allowance. Ain't keeping it popping. Big things stopping, little things. What you think they gonna do? We're not gonna be here for this today's show, but we're gonna get right into the things. Speaking of the Real Housewives, we heard that Patricia, are you Peter or are you Patricia? Because we need to figure this out. The blogs are saying that Peter and Cynthia are dating. We don't know why this is news, but it really isn't to us because we know how Giselle gets around. That's what I meant. Peter and Giselle are dating. Cynthia's ex, the one that fucked her, then he took her money. Huh? No, we're not talking about you, Mary J. We're talking about Peter, Cynthia's ex, or Patricia, who's always in the goddamn woman's business. You need to stop trying to be a damn bitch because you went from going to get a peach to now you picking up a crab over here down with the girls at the wharf with the Potomac flavor and tea. But what we not gonna be here for is all of that. This show hopping, bitch. Pick a side, pick a side. But Giselle was allegedly seeing him in Baltimore at Bar None. Child, it exists in bar. And she said it was absolutely false. She said she had to talk to Cynthia about it. She said she had to rectify things with Jamal Bryant, who was making comments about Kevin Samuels. We might have heard those comments hit the web, child. And he has his own tea to be worried about, like robbing people from the church and lying to Giselle right straight to her face if I want to be with her. Are we just happy that these two are not a item? I did want to see Peter back on the Housewives. I'm not even gonna lie, and maybe just as much as I want to see Cynthia nowadays. But we can't have one. We can't have either. Wendy was in the news. She's that she got her lawsuit settled with Wells Fargo. It's going to her favor. Wendy will need a head of her estate or somebody to be in control of her finances, which I don't understand how Whitney became Britney Spears in a matter of a year, and how all of a sudden she is this person who is, according to Sherry, unwell because Wendy said on Fat Joe's podcast she's not going to watch the Sherry show. Bitch, would you? Nobody's going to watch that shit. And it's not even because she stole Wendy's show, staff, Norman, Suzanne. Fuck. Everybody. Like, you're a jaded bitch. And like, if anything, Those titties are unwell. The fact that you were fired from the View, that's a little unwell. Your ex-husband is unwell. The way he's taking all your alimony for a child that you never even saw. And your son is unwell, Sherry, and we all know the tea. So don't be coming at Wendy and throwing shade about Wendy if you can't take it back. Because I don't think you can take it as much as you've been trying to dish it lately, Miss Sherry Shepard, who out of nowhere stole Wendy Williams' show with Wendy the fucking Williams. The shit doesn't make sense, but I will say that I will put these two in a celebrity boxing match and pay for it. I will watch that one. But the thing I won't watch is some of these relationships and situationships go downhill on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. We already told you about legs and hips and body. But what about the other girls? Sheree versus Drew this season. They said Sheree not paying people. Child, we already knew that, though it took her 17 years. What can you say, 5 to 10 years? Or Marla say 20 years to finish Chateau. She can't pay. Chateau, she ain't living there. Chateau Charade. Fucking Chateau Thelma. Chateau, she wrote a book so she could pay for Chateau Charade. Come through, Kenya. Child, it took her years upon years. So we know she not paying people. We know she ain't even had appliances in our home when she moved in. How does this pee? But we love Sheree. We love what she brings to the show every time she comes back. What we will say is this better be the last time they fire that lady and bring her back. Because at this point, Sheree is you. That can only last for so long. But the girls got to really bring it the way it's supposed to be gay this season because there are not that many familiar faces. And the people are just not here for it. Marlo and Kenya are beefing, and it's about a tired beef. Marlo then ate her up, chewed her out. Kenya has done the same, going on the ex Wendy Williams show because it ain't Wendy's show, saying that Marlo is, not on her level. She's an icon. Marlo, you're an ex-con. And Marlo chewed her up, like I said seasons ago, when she said, your makeup is dusty, you're ashy, your eyelashes is bad, your eyeshadow is horrible. You can't keep a broke man. Anybody on mama that don't want to talk to her, she ate her up and spit her out, baby. And low blows, indeed. Marlo can't read, but this drama is stale, and it doesn't go take me to a new place. So I'm sick of seeing it. And Sonya, who? I'm sick of seeing it. They said that the world is sick of seeing it, the way these have been the lowest ratings in history. And is it partially because the way Drew Sidora is being dragged up and down the highway, up and down Michigan Avenue just to get something for you, Nikki? She's been dragged up and down the highway by her narcissistic, abusive, verbal, mentally, and emotional husband. He's toxic, baby. He's very toxic. You're just finding out what gaslighting means when you have a man who just takes trips and don't tell you what happened on the trips, has text messages in his phone wanting to get massages from other people. Baby, if that's what his phone's saying, I can't imagine to be an eyewitness on the wall when he, don't have the phone around. Because the street's been talking and Sheree's coming through with T saying that Drew's husband is gay and this and that, da da da. Baby, this season is up to a little slow start, and the people, like I said, are not here for it. Only 900,000 people watched, and people say, that's a lot of eyeballs. But season 13 did premiere 1.4 million, and Housewives of Atlanta always get millions of viewers. They used to amass up to 4 to 5 millions when Nene Leakes was on the show. They make them when you got the coins, and now these ratings have sunken with Candy's vocal. And as far as Candy and the Gang, it was another flop spinoff. Child, as what I'm looking at, this rundown and the showdown and the ratings, don't make me call Portia because this shit is disappointing. And another thing that's been disappointing, because I always got a fucking segue, is this fucking Meg the Stallion shit that I'm not going to keep on revisiting and acting like I care about. I want to know the ending result, and that's it. Text me when the shit ends. Are they going to have a jury? Are they going to trial? All these things I don't even care about. But it seems like every fucking month, it's a new development in the case that it's supposed to be handled by the investigators. But child, everybody a detective on social media, honey. You can't tell these people they ain't go to the police academy. the way they don't even like the police. We know that the midget told her to dance, bitch. We know this is something from a classic scene from Leprechaun in the Hood, but we're still just trying to get through this old news when Megan, Megan sat there with Oprah's Bedwinch Gale and said that this traumatic event scarred her for life. And we believed her. We definitely believed her. But what we don't and we won't want to believe is this man really shot this girl over like something petty because this is a life changing event and like everybody involved's career has been changed since it. And like, if you didn't have a career, you won't after this. And I think Megan, like I always been saying, will prevail. Like she has been consistent with her story. She's been consistent with her sentiment. She's been very vulnerable through the whole deal. And like I feel like she could have been like just got that got that nigga dealt with for lack of a better word. And she did, and she's taking a high road. So I love Megan. Shout out to Megan, the big booty stallion. And we're gonna talk a little bit more about her a little later when we talk about the BT Awards nominations because we know they love to suck dick and not really award people what they're worth. We're moving on to the blog posts. If you don't follow our blog, Wikipedia.blogspot, that's where all the shenanigans go down with the writing. Child, I didn't even know people still read. But sometimes y'all be reading that shit. And yeah. Child. Y'all heard about what's happening with Keyshia Cole. Only guy said her with the football player Antonio Brown. A hot ass mess. I wrote a blog. I'm still laughing at this comment talking about you late. Are y'all praying for Keyshia Coleslaw or just buying plates? Keyshia Cole, let me holler at you for a minute because clearly there's some confusion about who you are and what you becoming. And Frankie, I know she rolling like Ray in her grave, like to the BS that the streets been saying about you been with who lately? We love Keyshia with the Gap, and ever since then, she ain't been back. Where is Keyshia that made songs with Mo Nigga, who had a whole album full of bops, and who hung out with Sierra and Carrie Hilson at the Grammys Rejects party that I was a part of this weekend? Shout out, happy birthday, Ricky. He was backstage with Carrie. The Grammy nominated artist took to Instagram to discuss her apparent relationship with the free agent wide receiver days after he showed a video on Instagram speculated to be of Keyshia, showing off a lower back tattoo of his initials. Cole took to issue with this caption of Brown's video where he said, "You ain't pimping until you hit an R&B diva. Keep pimping." Child, shout out to New York Post for this tea because I don't care enough to actually know what's going on nowadays. All we know is, wasn't she just feeding Similac to a Gerber baby boy in the middle of a formula shortage? And had his baby less than a year ago. Fast forward, I guess he was sent from heaven. Or is she trying to sell the music nobody would buy? Child. Fast forward. Keyshia admitted she was tripping when she was creeping in the blog comments talking about some, yeah, I was big tripping, shaking my head. I see it now. I have a 12-year-old. Like that type of disrespect for what? Nothing is worth that level of disrespect, especially when you don't deserve it. Had so much love, respect, and admiration for you. Guess it was a mutual. Bye, Keyshia. Use a gutter snipe straight from the hood, just like Neffy. Just last week, she had Instagram stories up saying how much she missed the dick and thinking about him. I'm in love with the coco. And like mother, it like daughter is all I'm gonna say. Cause what? She said we just assuming, but y'all keep pussy popping and pop locking dropping around it. Are y'all fucking or not? Cause Antonio Brown said we don't want you, Keyshia, and I don't feel like he was playing. Both of their careers are in the receptor waiting to be taken to landfill anyway. They might as well lay where the garbage reside. Girl, you been ran through by Birdman and his crew, Bow Wow, Jeezy, Booby, and then some. I can't keep up with the shenanigans, and we just want a good plate. Like collard greens, mac and cheese, sweet potatoes. You can keep the drama for a show on BT that nobody gonna watch. It'll flop without your mammy. I'm praying for Keyshia, and y'all should too, because mine ain't gonna get through to God. It ain't gonna connect. Seriously. Any 40-year-old woman who let a retired shell footballer say he pimping them deserves to be on the Zeus network in the crotch of Joseline Hernandez. My girl dodged a bullet, and if you ask me, Keyshia, he's so full of shit. I should have fleed. Ciao. I should have fleed. Speaking of it, in the crotch of Joseline Hernandez, the way she disrespects those women and carries on is abhorrent. Let me decode that. Despicable. Let me decode that. Trash. It's really, really trifling. The way she carries on like she's some type of savage beast. Joseline, we know you on drugs. It's okay. Allegedly. Attacking people left and right. Most notably, the weakest link like Riri. And Amber Ali dropped your $25 million lawsuit. What was that about? Is there a settlement involved? We know that the people settle things when they want it to go away. We also know the way that shit was edited, it is something that they probably gonna want to go away. Because like what the fuck? There was not even a reunion and for Ballistic Beats to bring his 400-pound ass out there with his gorilla hands touching women. Are you ballistic or are you Peter? Because we need to know. You need to stay out the damn women's business. Ballistic. You need to stop trying to be a damn bitch. Exactly. Because that was disrespectful. And yeah, 25 million was reaching. I don't know where you're gonna get it from. Maybe payment installments. But you had Sam Bunny sued them motherfuckers for something from the embarrassment, the humiliation, the bodily injury, the fuck, assault, battery. Your Honor, that's rape. But taking it out of the negative tone. Miss Josie, baby, has been finally released from the hospital, and she is in somewhat of good spirits. We saw her video she posted on Instagram shouting out her fans who have all been thinking about her while she's recovering. The 50-year-old reality star suffered a stroke back in April, and now she is going through rehabilitation. Juicy said things like she have to go to speech therapy, had to learn to brush her teeth again, how to eat again, how to walk, how to probably fart, how to be the baddest bitch. But she still has keeping her sense of humor somewhat in the midst of all these struggles, and she knows that God is real the way he moves. Hallelujah. So I'm very, very proud to see and thankful to see Juicy back on Instagram and just back in some good space. She said she's not at 100%, which is okay. She needs to take her time. But we know that people are going left and right. And if it's anybody we don't want to go, that's Miss Josie, baby. Can't go nowhere. We need that. Even in the last seasons of Little Women, it's not been nothing but a little good. It ain't been good, a lot of good. It's been a little good. And speaking of a little good, a little good goes a long way. I believe what Monique and DL Hughley did by doing a little good and taking a chance on each other because they don't like each other. The streets know that. Everybody knows that. They don't like each other, but they were willing to put some things aside, I guess, to do a show together. Egos, at least, allegedly. The way both of these motherfuckers have been bamboozled, tricked, and fluked, it's ridiculous. Yes, of course, DL Hughley is going to be told he's going to be closing. He's the black male comedian on the lineup. We all know about that totem pole, don't we? The one that black women always say that at the bottom of, but they don't understand if they scrape a little bit under, they'll see people like the LGBT community. It's a totem pole, absolutely. And on that totem pole, black men that come under white women and over black women, and that's where they rank. And a lot of times, despite your career, despite your accomplishments, that's just what it is. And we know by rooting for Monique through her shit with Lee, through her shit with Oprah, through her the bitch don't lie, her shit with Tyler telling him to suck a dick because we know Tyler like to suck dick anyway. That she doesn't lie. She keeps her shit consistent. She's a martyr for the movement. She's a beacon of hope. She is the slave's dream. Monique is that one that's going to fight for our rights. And when it comes to definitely in the entertainment industry and those realms of not being disrespected, not being walked over, not being told no, all those things are the epitome of Monique. And Monique's not perfect. And I think that her going on a rant, it probably was misplaced. But I definitely think she had a right to feel the way she felt when it comes to being disrespected, disregarded yet again by your peers and by people who call you a legend. Because how much of a legend are you when you're again showing me that I'm nothing but second fiddle? And she said, "How can I ever open for DL Hughley when bitch I was the headliner for the Queens of Comedy? You opened for Steve Harvey." And yeah, '04 was a different time than 2022. And both of their careers have gone through tumultuous changes. Monique has always been that queen who had a hit sitcom, while DL Hughley had a flop sitcom. They both did successful at radio. Was an amazing, accomplished actress and won her Oscar and multiple other awards that she says she keep under her kitchen sink. But she's not perfect, and neither is DL. And I personally never really cared for DL Hughley. He's never really stuck to me, and it's not funny. And actually, he has made some offensive comments. Whether it was about Wendy or whoever else, whatever else black woman he wanted to attack at the moment. D.L. Hughley has not been one of my favorite comedians, and I just put him over there with the Steve Harveys, the Cedric Entertainers, like that whole crew can really go because they're toxic. The whole DL thing with the DL stand for, now we're not about to get into those teas because now Monique, you being messy now because you mad, but that's on her, and this is her walk. And with that being said, how far you bending, baby? Oh, so you doing the bending? How far you bending? The BET Award nominations were released, and get ready, girls, because Taraji P Henson will be hosting again, and some of your favorite girls are being nominated. Doja Cat is leading the charge. The Mood Girl, June 26th, with I mean like what 6 nominations, which isn't a lot. Nicki used to sweep, but she has 6 nominations, and they're trying to make Doja a thing, and I think she's talented. I just don't listen to her music personally. Whenever somebody put it on, I'm like, what the fuck? But to each his fucking own, and y'all own it, so keep owning it. I don't understand why she's in the category for best female R&B with the likes of Summer Walker, Mary J. Blige, Jasmine Sullivan, her, this bitch Chloe, and Ari Lennox. Like without Chloe and Doja, I'm like, yeah, that's a great category. But they just like to pluck people to see what they gonna fit, what they gonna stick at. That's what they did to Lizzo and Lil Nas. Best female hip hop, they have Cardi. Doja's back in there because again, they want to see if she want to be stick as a hip hop artist. Lotto, Meg The Stallion, Nicki, and Saweetie. And that sounds about right. Even though Cardi ain't been releasing shit, but they up, 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 up. Because all she do is put stuff up her nose and put her long fingernails up her butt. Video of the Year nominations were for Ari Lennox, Chloe. Not Video of the Year, child. Didn't that shit come out yesterday? Don't keep bossing like I do. Not Video of the Year, child. But yeah, let the girls live. I just don't like them. I don't like their mother. I don't like nothing about them. Beyonce, no, I don't like the bitch, and I don't like her offspring, her proteges. Like the bitches, I just copy pasting her whole career, image, and looks. Like it doesn't take much to research someone like Beyonce. We know what the bitch is, and we know what the formula was, and it's not going to work out for you girls. Speaking of Beyonce, who's going against Missy, and I hope Missy fucking finger fuck her out of the way again, because they're both going against each other for Video Director of the Year. And I didn't know Beyonce directed. I thought she did bad acting and grunting and adding conjunctions and pronouns to lyrics and saying she's a writer. I think she's a fraud, and I don't believe she deserves to win this award, not one bit. Album of the Year nominations are Jasmine Sullivan, who's finally getting her flowers, and I think she probably will win this. Her, whose album was not that good to me. She's actually touring near here soon, and I'm just like, that album wasn't even good, girl. I wanted her to just slay me. I wanted her to slay me. Like, come on, what's she doing? And Doja again. And so just if you're gonna watch it, watch it. If you're not, I don't give a fuck because I'm not watching it. And every year I go in a big hoopla about these nominations and them doing this. And every year they don't nominate Trina. And it's always the same cycle. But this year I really am content on knowing that I may definitely not watch it. And it won't make a difference. It won't make a fucking difference how I feel about any of it. But I will post the fashions because the girls be looking a mess. So making sure you follow us and don't be looking thrifty because I'm a fly bitch. Elegant. Nah, them hoes are looking elegant. Them hoes is looking thrifty. I'm just a fly bitch. And I'm the baddest bitch.